Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Cod Carbon here, and I'm back with another Borderlands 2 video. I've been there's a reason there's been such a gap between my Battlefield 4 and my treasure hunt looting, which I'm making this video the same day that I made that video, so I can kind of get a catch up, is because my grandma was incapacitated and her neck was swollen and crap, so I went and stayed at her house and helped her and stuff. But I haven't been at my house, and I really haven't been able to game for a long time. So what I wanted to show you guys today is the my siren build. Now, that's the reason there's been such a gap. I plan on posting a lot of Assassin's Creed 4 videos, and obviously I will move on to Ghosts. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 4. I'm probably not going to do a walkthrough just because I think it'd take longer than 2 weeks, since my hard drive isn't that big and I can't fit more than 2 videos. But let's get started. So over in, well, obviously you have phase lock. So over in here, ward, accelerate. Now ward is just a great all-around skill, and I believe all the characters have like a shield capacity and shield recharged away skill. You need to max that out. That's just my personal opinion, because once your shield's gone, you're pretty much dead unless you have a grog nozzle or ruby. Now, moving on from that, we have accelerate, and this increases gun damage and bullet speed, plus 5 skill points from legendary cat class mod, and it's a great, once again, I'm not sure if all the characters have this. I know Axton and Maya have this, but accelerate is just an absolutely amazing skill to have, and it's a must-have. Moving on, suspension. It's not a must-have, but it's a great idea, especially when you combine it with subsequence. It makes a really long-lasting going around phase lock, and honestly, it helps a lot. Fleet. This is really mainly used for the Breakneck Banshee, if you have that, and the Rough Rider. So you use those two together, and it combines into a really fast character, and it's a great thing to do. Moving on from that, Converge. Obviously, it pulls enemies on it just converges them. It's a great skill to have. This is also a must-have, especially when you're fighting a lot of enemies. And then Quicken, it just increases the phase lock cooldown rate, which is a great thing to have, especially when you're going to be using it in a ton of enemies. Sorry, I'm very gassy today. I don't care if you mind it or not. Mind's Eye, it increases critical hit damage and melee damage, so it's this is also pretty much a must-have, especially when you're facing raid bosses like Pyro Pete. Pyro Pete, this really is a must-have. You're talking about 50% the damage. Once that helmet is off, he is done. Wreck, while you have an enemy phase locked, you get increased fire rate and damage with all gun types. Now, this is just a great skill to have, especially not necessarily against raid bosses, and this is an all-around Maya build. I would take away a lot of things if this was just for raid bosses, and the things I would take away would probably be this. I would take away Fleet. I would put Fleet into, probably put that into Sweet Release and Substance. But off of that topic, those two this is just an all-around Maya build. It isn't raid bosses or anything. Flicker, this is also a must-have. It's just a great skill to have. It's just a great skill to have. There's really nothing else to say about that. You fire a full clip, you're good, and especially if you're low on health but you've just fired a full clip of the Sandhawk or something, you could just stick a grog nozzle in your hand and your health will be full. And Foresight, it increases magazine size and reload speed. great skill to have. This is a must-have, especially for the magazine size. Great for raid bosses, great for normal play as well. And it's just a great all-around skill to have. I don't get the big deal with Helios. I don't like it that much. I don't see why people use it. Immolate adds fire damage to all shots fired while in fight for your life. The additional fire damage is based on the damage of the weapon you're firing. Now, this is also a must-have. There's a lot of must-have things with Maya. They are just must-have. You need to have them. Moving on from that, chain reaction. This is mainly used. It's either if you need to get down to Ruin. Ruin is the best 1-point skill. This is probably my favorite out of all of them. Besides, it's not Impact. Accelerate. It really is. It's a great skill. It slags, electrocutes, and corrodes. Great thing to have, especially when you're fighting raid bosses. Instead of having to throw a slag grenade, all you do is, press LB on Xbox or whatever on PC and whatever on... I don't know what it is on PlayStation. I'm not a PlayStation fan. Anyways, chain reaction. It's really a choice between backdraft, Helios, chain reaction. Backdraft is pretty much useless. Helios, some people use it. I don't like it. Chain reaction is my favorite, and I would suggest using that for you guys as well. Moving on, cloud kill. Shooting an enemy creates a lingering acid cloud, dealing constant corrode damage to enemies who touch it. Only one acid cloud can be active at a time. Now, it's kind of funny because shooting an enemy, so all you have to do is shoot them. Once again, this is great with the grog nozzle because you could just shoot them. You get corrosive damage on everything. It's actually a pretty cool skill. I think it's very underrated, but honestly, it's actually a really cool skill. Reaper. This thing is a must-have with fighting anything, but especially raid bosses like Pyropete. Especially Pyropete. Pyropete, this skill will destroy him because it goes all through the shields and halfway through his health. Amazing skill to have. Blight Phoenix. I don't know. Really, I don't like it that much. It depends on if you want to put Chain Reaction or Blight Phoenix. And I think you're able to use Blight Phoenix, but I'm not sure. And then, of course, Ruin. I explained that. Really quick. I know this is a skill tree. I'll go ahead and show you everything. I sold a ton of Pearlescence. I've been farming the boss on Digistruct Peak. But first we have the Flying Sandhawk. The other Flying Sandhawk. I also have a Shock Flying Sandhawk, but I'm using these two right now. And the Punctilious Grog Nozzle. I'll just prove it to you guys really quick. This is a mission item. I don't know why it changes on me. It's weird. But I didn't mod it into the game. It just did that. And then in Flammable the Bee, this, I don't even have to explain it. Legendary Cat Class mod. This increases SMG gun damage by 138%, but it decreases the accuracy by 36%. This is a great thing to have when fighting raid bosses like Pyropete, especially raid bosses. When I'm fighting normal enemies, I usually go with the Legendary Siren Class mod, but that's only when fighting normal enemies. Then we have Bone of the Ancients. I also have the Fire, the Shock, and the Skin of the Ancients, which is what I use when fighting normal enemies. But also, these you could just get them by loot midgets. And Magic Missile. I can't remember how I got this, but it's hard getting the purple version. Yeah, I have 30 million because I sold a ton of Pearlescence. And, that's pretty much it. And, maximum health. Yay. But, I hope you guys enjoyed. And please leave a like. It supports my channel a lot. And, leave a dislike if you absolutely hate this build. Every single aspect of it you think needs to be exact opposite. And, I should go die in a hole. I'm obviously not going to die in a hole, but you can dislike it if you absolutely hate this build. But only if you absolutely hate it. Bye guys, have a great time.